trend of a musical chair revolving the Pakistan cricket's captaincy, or it's going to offer some stability? Well, that remains to be seen. But Mohammad Rizwan has been named as the new white ball captain of the Pakistan cricket team ahead of the Champions Trophy 2025. Well, earlier today, Pakistan Cricket Board, they announced the squads for their limited overs tour of Australia and Zimbabwe, wherein it marked the return of a certain Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah, all three who were left out of the remaining two test matches against England as they were rested. But now another official confirmation that has come is that Mohammad Rizwan is going to lead Pakistan in ODIs and T20Is, and it's a big move considering the fact that Champions Trophy will more than likely be held in Pakistan from February 19th until March 9 in 2025, and for Pakistan to make sure that they stand a good chance to win the Champions Trophy, they would need some kind of stability in their captaincy setup.
I think the writing was all on the wall since a very, very long time. Afterward,
writing on the wall
for Mohammad Rizwan being the captain of the ODI team, and I'll tell you why. Because even before you had Babar Azam step down officially as the white ball captain, what happened in the World Cup, or the two World Cups specifically, and then after that throughout the white ball series that Pakistan played, it was pretty obvious that Babar Azam will not be continued as. In fact, as soon as Babar Azam actually stepped down, the reports at that point did also suggest that that he was anyways going to be removed. That's why, seeing that what is coming his way, he stepped down himself. After that, there was no other name in the Pakistan setup. You had already tried Shaheen Afridi, no other senior player in that sense. South Shakil, yeah, but again more of a red ball player. He was not anywhere near the captaincy of white ball cricket. So there was just one person. It was Mohammad Rizwan. It was a little odd that they sort of held back the name of Mohammad Rizwan. They did not announce the name of the captain with their team itself. They took a little more time before announcing it, which actually doesn't really make lots of sense. But Mohammad Rizwan anyways, and I think a really, really smart thing has been done by Mohammad Rizwan in that sense, because we have talked about this many a times, that there are certain groups in the Pakistan side. It was earlier Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi and Mohammad Rizwan were one group, others were in another group. So the captaincy was going around them only. It was Babar, then Shaheen, then Babar again. But seeing the shift in power as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned, the power sort of changed as soon as the new committee also came. I think Mohammad Rizwan saw this and he sort of tried to make his terms better with the other group also, and I think that has also gone his way. Even though it's not been like that he has had a very bad form, but with Babar Azam he has always been clubbed in, because these are the two players who in that sense were scoring good runs a few months back, few series and few years back for the Pakistan side. So nobody else, I don't think any surprise in that sense, because there was nobody else who could have led this white ball side of Pakistan. Is it the right decision or the wrong decision? That will be seen moving ahead. But I think what is going to be in favor of Mohammad Rizwan and the Pakistan side now is that Mohammad Rizwan himself, I don't think, is of a certain group now. He's been the smart one. He's a smart operator in that sense. I think, you call that street smarts, when wherever the wind is blowing, you go that way. I think Mohammad Rizwan exactly did that, and he has got the fruit of that.
Okay, Bhalla mincing no words in criticizing Pakistan Cricket Board and its problems that have been there in the past few years or so. But if we look at,
we don't mince words for Indian cricket. This is still Pakistan cricket.
But we all know your love for Pakistan cricket.
Yeah.
But if we talk about the musical chair that has been around Pakistan's cricket captaincy, let's just go back a few years, maybe after the 2015 World Cup, we can say, wherein they were knocked out in the quarterfinals in the trans-Tasman conditions. You had a certain Azhar Ali who was there as a captain for a while in the limited overs formats. Then it was Sarfaraz Ahmed who took over from Azhar Ali. Then after Pakistan were knocked out.
In fact, there's another
update?
Yeah, there's a small update that Mohsin Naqvi has confirmed that Fakhar Zaman's tweet, along with his fitness test, both of these things contributed in his omission from the central contracted players. So as you guys know, even you would have mentioned this earlier, that the central contract has been the central contract has also come from the PCB of the Pakistan players, and Fakhar Zaman does not feature in that. And a very big reason for that has been the tweet that he had made a few weeks back when Babar Azam was dropped. He made the comparison of India and Pakistan, saying that India did not drop a Virat Kohli in his lean patch, but on the other hand, Pakistan has. So that thing has really gone against him since then. Now not in the central contract, his future as a Pakistan player, definitely one of the key aspects as far as the Pakistan batting is concerned. But the one tweet that he has done for his former captain in that sense has definitely gone against him.
Absolutely, because the tweet that Shashwat is talking about was the one that Fakhar Zaman made shortly before Babar Azam was dropped from the Pakistan side for the remaining 2 test matches against England, which obviously Pakistan went on to win and register their first home series win since February 2021 in test matches. So the tweet that he specifically made was that it's not that great to see that a premier batter is going to be dropped for the all important matches against England, and it does not really bode well for the youngsters in the Pakistan cricket, and that's where he targeted the Pakistan Cricket Board. Later he was also issued a show cause notice, and it's been almost 2 weeks that Fakhar Zaman hasn't really deleted that tweet. So that's the latest update that we have for you in case you have just joined us, that Mohammad Rizwan has been appointed as Pakistan's new white ball captain ahead of the championship.
We will also be talking about more about the Fakhar Zaman tweet. We'll get it on the screen very shortly now, but that has really gone against him
for the first time in 8 years.
Exactly.
Fakhar Zaman hasn't been offered a PCB contract. But if we talk about the musical chair around the Pakistan cricket captaincy, we're talking about Azhar Ali, then Sarfaraz Ahmed, then it was obviously Babar Azam who took over from Sarfaraz Ahmed after the 2019 World Cup debacle that Pakistan cricket had. And before we get to that, let's just focus on the tweet that there is, that Shashwat also clearly mentioned, that Mohsin Naqvi has confirmed that Fakhar Zaman's tweet, along with his fitness test, contributed to his omission from the list of centrally contracted players. As we said, it's the first time in 8 years that Fakhar Zaman hasn't been offered a PCB contract. His tweet was obviously one issue, but the major concern was his fitness test, says Mohsin Naqvi. Well, both PCB and
this really doesn't actually sort of go the right way. Yeah, it is a good way to sort of set the right example in that sense, that maybe that this is not the same Baxi, because we've seen other players also do it, coming out and talking against the board. But has it gone against the selections? I don't know. And such a big issue, it's been quite a while now, not giving him a central contract. Is this sort of, do you in any which way connect this with what happened with Ishan Kishan? Because he was also, the same treatment was given to him also. He was when he sort of offended the BCCI in that sense. But after that, we have seen that now he is making a comeback. So do you think that he can sort of come back in this team after he has done that?
I think there is going to be a lot of course correction that would have to be needed from Fakhar Zaman's end, to be very honest, because there have to be those clear communications with the relevant stakeholders from the Pakistan Cricket Board. Ideally, a player should be allowed to voice his or her opinions. That should not really be a problem at all. But then sometimes you really have to be very diplomatic with your words when you're addressing a very key issue or very sensitive issue, which definitely involves the likes of Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah, who are 3 of Pakistan's premier cricketers in the modern era. But then coming back to, I think the way things are going around in Pakistan cricket circuit, there has been a lot of revolving around the Pakistan cricket captaincy, and now with Babar Azam resigning as Pakistan's white ball captain a few months ago, and then Shaheen Afridi obviously wasn't persisted with after that one T20I series where he was the captain. Well, Mohammad Rizwan has finally gotten a chance to prove his credentials as a captain. He's going to play a key role for Pakistan across 3 departments: captaincy, keeping and as a batter. Now there are a few points wherein I would really like to have Shashwat's point of view also. That number one, now that there is going to be an extra load on Rizwan's shoulders, there are going to be a couple of questions that I have for you. One, where does he bat in both T20s and ODIs? And secondly, what if Pakistan do not do well in the 3 ODIs each that they have to play against Australia and Zimbabwe? Do you feel that there is going to be a change in captaincy of PCB? They're going to persist with Rizwan at least till the Champions Trophy?
No, I think till the Champions Trophy definitely, because again, like I mentioned, the writing was anyways on the wall about Mohammad Rizwan. There was nobody else as far as captaincy was concerned. Everyone has done it. So even if they do not want to continue with the Mohammad Rizwan till the Champions Trophy, they will have to. They do not have any other option in that sense. But as far as his batting position is concerned, see, till the time Babar Azam was also there in T20Is, it was Babar and Rizwan who were opening the batting.
Yeah.
Saim Ayub, when he came in, then it was Babar coming on number 3 and Fakhar coming at number 4. But now the things will change because there would be no Babar Azam.
Yeah.
You can still open with Mohammad Rizwan and Saim Ayub and then get Fakhar Zaman. But again, Fakhar Zaman not being there. So more or less, all their problems they have sorted it themselves.
If he continues to open in T20 cricket, where do you see him
ODIs.
bat in ODI? See, previously he has been preferred at the number 4 or the number 5 slot in ODI. So do you see him being there, or do you see him promoting himself up the order, or even shifting himself down the order?
No, I think in ODI, as far as ODIs is concerned, he's still going to bat on the same in the middle order. Number 5, 6 is where he usually bats. That's where he's going to bat. Opening in T20s also, I think he's going to open with Saim Ayub. Fakhar Zaman doesn't make it anyways. So ideally, it should have been in T20s. If you ask me, with everything going Pakistan's way and everyone being available, I would have opened with Saim Ayub and Fakhar Zaman, because Fakhar Zaman is your match winner in that sense in T20 cricket, and get Mohammad Rizwan at number 3. But that's not been the case, and I don't see that changing even further, because Mohammad Rizwan has always been really protective about his opening slot, even when he did not want to, even when he was not given to open. He sort of, his comments and everything sort of gave the impression that he still wants to open. So now that he's in command, I don't see that changing anyways. Same with the ODI cricket format, and he definitely will be there till the Champions Trophy. Even I even feel that this could be a blessing in disguise for the Pakistan team, getting Mohammad Rizwan. Not the best option as far as captaincy is concerned, but what will go his way is that now he is in good terms with both parties in that sense, is what I understand from the outside. Is because I'm not there, I do not know that much, but what I understand, I think that is something that could go his way, because he's somebody, what you get to know from Pakistan cricket, he's somebody who's wanting to be the captain, and he knew that not sooner or later he'll be captaining the Pakistan side.
Okay. So even my point of view here is that he continues to open in T20 cricket, but as far as the ODI cricket goes, therein, I have a feeling that Mohammad Rizwan would really want to bat around, 4 or 5 position, because that is the position wherein an important member of the 11, usually gets to play. Because if Pakistan loses a couple of wickets early, then he'll have to basically do the resurrection job. But then, if the openers get off to a fiery start, that's where I think Rizwan would have to be slightly flexible with his approach as to where does he want to bat, knowing that Pakistan are 200 for 2 after 28 overs with 22 more overs still to go in an ODI. So that's where I think he'll have to see how he can be flexible. Overall, if we look at, what could be PCB's approach, assuming under Rizwan, Pakistan do not really do well in the 6 ODIs against Australia and Zimbabwe, 3 each against both of them. Well, Australia obviously at the top of their powers across formats, they have been doing well consistently. So to defeat Australia in an ODI series is going to be a humongous challenge for Rizwan and company. On the other hand, Zimbabwe, obviously no offense or no disrespect to their performance or their team, but then Pakistan would definitely want to fancy their chances. But then we have all seen that, funny things happen in cricket, and so could be the case when Pakistan take on Zimbabwe in an ODI and a T20I series that's going to take place later in November and until the first week of December. So if Pakistan managed to do well, then definitely he might just be retained as the skipper for the Champions Trophy in 2025. But if the results do not really come, then what do Pakistan really do from there? Will it once again be a musical chair of captaincy, or will it really be the case of persisting with him until the Champions Trophy and then see how results are going to come for Pakistan cricket from there on? So that's, I think, pretty much about it. But this Sunday has been, all about the big news that have come from the Pakistan cricket circuit, primarily because of the fact that there have been multiple updates from Mohammad Rizwan being appointed as Pakistan's new white ball captain in ODIs and T20Is. Then secondly, obviously, there has been the contract list that has been shared by the Pakistan Cricket Board that Shaheen Afridi has been demoted to category B. There are only two candidates in category A with Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan, while Shan Masood, their test skipper, under whom Pakistan broke their deadlock of winning a home series for the first time since February 2021. Well, he has been retained in the category B, but that is subject to his captaincy. Assuming he is not going to be Pakistan's test captain going forward, he might not be a part of the B category there, and that's the case of Masood. On the other hand, Fakhar Zaman has missed out on a contract as
reason for that, Pakistan cricket was definitely kept it a very busy weekend kept it a very busy weekend as far as that is concerned. This is the exact tweet that went against Fakhar Zaman.
Let me just go through it. So Fakhar Zaman had made a tweet a couple of weeks ago that it's concerning to hear suggestions about dropping Babar Azam. India did not bench Virat Kohli during his rough stretch between 2020 and 2023. Well, first of all, there's going to be no comparison between Babar Azam and Virat Kohli, with all due respect, because in case of Virat, there was a consistency that was tremendously seen from 2012 until 2020. However, in case of Babar, there have only been those flashes of brilliance. But then for Kohli, wherein he averaged 19, 33, 28, 21 and 26.5 respectively. That's some, digging of the numbers that obviously Fakhar Zaman has done. But if we are considering sidelining a premier batter in Babar, arguably the best Pakistan has ever produced, it could be a deeply negative message across the team. There's still time to avoid pressing the panic button, but then it was actually pressed. It wasn't really a panic button. It turned out to be a decent button that Pakistan pressed, because then, as when Shan Masood took over for the final two matches, and then at the very same time there, the spinner stepped up in Noman Ali and Sajid Khan, England really had no answer to Pakistan's spin things.
So this is the exact tweet that has gone against Fakhar Zaman. Mohsin Naqvi, during the press conference where he announced the team, was asked about the omission of Fakhar Zaman from the central contract, and what he replied to was that it was definitely the tweet that he did has definitely gone against him. He was given a show cause notice. He was supposed to reply. He did not sort of remove the tweet. Even now, it is still on his Twitter handle in that sense. And now, because of those reasons, this has gone against Fakhar Zaman. We'll be doing a separate video on that too. But I think, and the main news being that Mohammad Rizwan, who you can see behind us at this point of time, has been named as the new white ball captain of the Pakistan cricket team. And after this has happened, after Babar Azam had stepped down as captain of the Pakistan team, even if he hadn't stepped down, there were reports that the Pakistan team was anyways going to take this measure. And Mohammad Rizwan, the most likely candidate in that sense, has now been officially named by the Pakistan cricket team.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much about it as far as the latest updates regarding the Pakistan cricket is concerned. What do you make of Mohammad Rizwan's appointment as Pakistan's new white ball captain? And what do you make of the PCB's decision to remove Fakhar Zaman from their central contracts list, knowing that he had put out a tweet which was obviously his personal opinion, and now at the very same time there has been an issue raised that his fitness is a cause of worry? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of Shashwat and my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.